Hi, my name is Joanie'S. Welcome to my channel. Please go to my website, joanieswhitelighealing.com, for more information about me. I am a private psychic, medium, healer, and guide, and I offer in-person as well as phone, Skype, FaceTime, and Facebook video sessions. The information also is available under every video regarding who I am and how you can find me. I'm on social media in all different places. There was a request for me to not go into everything that I always go into before I start my video. So I'm going to try that out and see what happens. So what I wanted to talk about today was about remaining unafraid and how one does that. Someone asked me very recently, how do you stay so strong? How do you remain unafraid? And I gave several stories, and I'd like to share that here. And maybe some of what I throw out for you will assist you. Number one, I faced my mortality many times in my life. Many life-threatening illnesses, surgeries. And as a result of that, of facing death, I realized that we are eternal and that a soul does not die. Therefore, death does not frighten me. When I had a spiritual awakening around 2003, 4, 5, I learned that we keep doing this. We keep being born and dying and coming back and forth, and that we know how to do this very well. Barbara Ann Brennan, who wrote a book, Hands of Light, she has wonderful descriptions of how a spirit enters a body upon birth, as well as how a spirit leaves a body upon death. And they've just given me such a sense of relief. And now I am a medium and I channel departed ones and pets. And that for me takes care of the fear of death issue. Also, I have always been faithful. I'm Jewish by birth, no longer religious. And I've always believed that I was held and protected. I always say now, we are not forsaken. My belief in faith that this is all divinely ordered and there's much more than what we see before us, what we can observe and report, gives me great solace. So that is another thing to consider. Having faith that there is more outside of your visual and tactile and aural, AURAL, awareness. I was in therapy in my 20s for, I guess, a little over 7 years. Fabulous, fabulous experience. And I was also a therapist in training and then postgraduate Gestalt therapy training. And I was taught to exist in the black or white, always having to know, therefore having control issues. And I was imploding, it wasn't working. And my therapist gave me a gift. Of course, in every therapy session, you present some issue and then you take it apart. And by the end of the session, not only does it have more meaning, but you just can generalize it out to your whole life and how you can move forward and in operating your daily life. And she said to me, you don't have to know. So that wasn't black and that wasn't white. It was the gray area. It was the unknown. Fabulous gift. One does not have to know. People with control issues feel they must know, black or white, this or that. And when I stayed in the unknown, the sense of relief that came over me was fabulous. Adding the serenity prayer to it also helps. You do what's in your control and you let the rest go. Therefore, you can see whether you could know, but if you conclude you can't know, why would you keep jonesing for knowing, setting yourself up for a question mark of an answer if there is no answer for you? How can you say, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if you'd never know what's going to happen at this moment in the now? So when you find yourself in a moment in the now, not knowing, and you do what you can to figure out whether you can know, great. And if you conclude, I just, as F, do not know, let it go. It's another option, folks, is not knowing. What do you think's going on in the world right now? There's so much stuff that's at play, interplay, visually, what we see before us, etherically, what we don't, interdimensionally, there's so much going on. It's incredible. How could we know? So another piece for you is allowing for yourself not to know. Here's yet another. What about sleeping on something versus making a hasty reaction or response? So several years ago, I received, I think it was an email, and I got all incensed and I wanted to respond. And a friend said to me, why not sleep on it? That was novel. And I said, well, don't you always respond? You always respond. That's courtesy. You're to respond. And they said, why? Who said? And then I'm all short circuiting, which is fantastic. And then I realized that I had written some script where I had a should, a must, where I had been taught somewhere, whether it was in childhood or societally or both, that when someone says something to you or someone texts you or emails you, that you were to respond immediately. And what a gift that was. I can sleep on it. And then I also generalize that to if someone says something to me, whether it's in person or by phone or even by text, I can say, I'm not going to respond right now. I'm just going to sit with that. Or I really don't have an opinion. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to let that be. That's an option, is not responding immediately. Oh my God. Well, for those of you who haven't done that, and you have the luxury of sleeping on it versus making an immediate response, because in some cases you must immediately respond. But in the cases where you have the luxury of waiting, wow, the next day, it's not necessarily as emotionally charged. You might have more clarity. You might have worked with your guides in the ethers. You might have had a dream. Something might have happened between the time the day before and the next day where you might have had a conversation with someone and your vantage point has shifted. And the way that you would respond, if at all, is now changed. So that is yet another piece here. Now, as I have a hot flash, I have my ponytail holders just for these occasions. I believe that what is going on is a matter of faith. And I believe that those who do not have faith are having a more challenging time. I would not force faith. One cannot force faith on another. I do believe that my having faith assists in my calmness, my being able to laugh, my being able to sleep, my being able to eat food for nourishment and not for zoning out and drugging. I believe that my faith gives me an expanded view of what's going on. I love that there's prophecy. I love that there are religious and cultural texts that discuss end times, a reset, a shift. Therefore, another piece for you is faith. And if your faith was faltering, maybe you wish to revisit. I have embraced the concept of unity consciousness, which is that we are all one. We are all one tapestry, everything that we see and don't see, that we are the oneness. We are the I am presence, God, source, spirit, divine mother, father. And that I believe that with our being a collective of love, that everything is divinely ordered. That is another piece why I remain calm. I believe there is so much more that is ordered on high. I see signs, I see messages, miracles happen, synchronicities, gifts, all the time. I see metaphor and symbolism in so many things. And the embracing of unity consciousness, that we are all one. It's not a religion, it's a concept regarding the collective consciousness, um, that we are creation, we are love, ultimately. I believe that that embracing of this concept gives me succor, Succor, and peace. I'm just going to go in and see. I'm having that hot flash. I'm going to see if there's anything more, any gems that I have to share with you regarding um, what gives me peace. Yes, also prayer. Um, I don't sit and get on my knees and say, please help me. I do have something that I say every day about health. But aside from that, I have a 24/7, 365 supplication to the divine ones on high. And it's very simple for me. And I say, I am a good girl and I open doors for people and I let people merge in traffic. Therefore, please protect me and my loved ones. Help us all. Um, thank you. That's it. That's all I do. I'm sure there are other things. Another piece is you're in control of your thoughts and emotions, and you're also in control of who you have in your life and how close you are to them. That is in your control. That's very frightening for a lot of people about distancing or cutting off people from your life if they are of a lower vibration, if they are hurting you, if they are not respecting you, supporting you, if they're not rooting for you. It's very, very frightening for many people to even consider this. Yet when people consider that it might be the best thing for them, freeing for them, and that their vibration will lift when they free themselves from lower vibration folks, um, they take off. It's just what happens. So I share this video with you to offer you hope and support and peace and love. And that these them thar times are Cucamonga. Never thought I'd be here. Never thought I would be experiencing anything like this. My higher self did. All of our higher selves did. We planned to be here now to experience this. Kick ass for working through all of your shticks. Write down a list of everything that you're made of that isn't working out and attack them. With grace and ease, but attack them because they can't sustain themselves in this environment anymore. Be good to yourself, and I will see you again. Bye, y'all.